Welcome to the NMG Academy's tutorial on HTML basics. Key to the learning of HTML basics in website development is the use of the head tags. The head tags contain information about your website. It is the place that bots, search engines, crawlers, and other web applications scan in a website. In our HTML learning process, we cannot simply gloss over it. Today, we will learn how to tag the head element and its child elements. Stay tuned till the end and I'll give you a bonus tip on which elements to use to optimize a website, which you can use on your own website or even as a freelancer to earn some extra bucks. That is for optimizing SEO and shareability using the head tags. Stay tuned. This video is part of an HTML basics tutorial series and we'll be using the Chrome browser, Visual Studio Code, and Visual Studio Code extensions, particularly Live Server and Prettier. See links in the description below to obtain these software at no cost. We shall implement the following tags: the title tag, the style tag, the meta tag, the link tag, the script tag, and the base tag. Okay, let's hop into VS Code and begin to work in our head tags. So I use exclamation mark tab to get a quick pre-filled HTML content for me. So we have our doc type here, HTML tags, head tags, and body tags. So we are going to start off by looking at our title tag, and with our title tag, let us call it NMG Academy Tutorials. And once we right click and go to open with Live Server, we can immediately see the title of our page here, which shows NMG Tutorials. Let us move to the next step, which is our style tag. So to use the style tag, we come back to VS Code and we declare the style tag in the head tags here. But then we need some HTML to use the style tag. So mainly the style tag is for CSS by giving the HTML content some structure and some beauty. So let us create some HTML content to work with. So we put our HTML content here. So mainly this is our H1 tag, HTML tutorials outline, our P tag, the leading learning HTML program, an ordered list, and then list items, and visit us at this particular link. So let us output this and see how it will look in our live server. So you will see that we have our content here, H1, P, ordered list, and then our link. Now we can apply some CSS to this. So first of all, let's target the H1 tag and change the color of it. And we can also target the body of this and change the color of the body. So let us go back here. And then we have our H1 tag. Note that with CSS we use curly brackets. And let's call our color here blue, for example. And then let us also change the body here. Let us change the background color of the body of our HTML to light blue, for example. So let's save. And once we save and we go to our document, we realize that this has been applied to our HTML document. That's it for style tags. Let us now go to our meta tag. And we already have some meta tag here in the initial content that was outputted. So we had the meta for the characters. So we're using UTF-8. You could also use ASIC, but UTF-8 is a standard and should always be used. So we also have the viewport, and we also have the content that tells the browser that it should take into consideration the device width of whatever device you are using, be it tablet, be it mobile or desktop, and also to scale the viewport. So this actually allows you to create responsive websites, and without it you cannot work to create a responsive website. Even when you begin to use CSS to create responsive websites, you will need to have put this in your head tags. Now, I don't want to type all the meta tags, so I'll just quickly paste this. And here we have the outer. So mainly with the meta, you have the meta, the name, then the content. So the meta name here, we want to give information about who the author is. So the author is Nicolas Grubier, and the description describes what the website is about. We say we are a dedicated educational site to short courses in technology and soft skills development. There are some, and then we also have a meta tag here for keywords. So keywords for this particular website are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, project management, proposal writing, business plan, and small business management. And then here we are telling the website that it should refresh every 30 seconds. So HTTP equiv, we say refresh, and refresh every 30 seconds. So these are some of the meta tags that you can use in your head element for your website. Okay, so now let's go to the link tag. And with the link tag, we can link to an external resource. And here we are going to link to CSS, and we'll also create a link to a favicon. So let's use the link tags here. So we are going to link relationship style sheet. href. We have our style.css here, so we call it style and we close it off. So now what we've got to do is to take all this here, and once I have removed this, you will realize that our CSS no longer applies. So just to demonstrate that, I'll click save just for it to refresh, and when we go back, we'll realize that our CSS will lose our CSS. So we can then we have linked it to the style.css. So we have to go to style.css and paste that content. And once we save again and we go back to our web page, it will be applied. So this is how you link to an external CSS file. Now let us see how we can link to a favicon. So the favicon would be displayed here next to the title of the HTML document. Right here. So we are going to output that. So to link to our favicon, we are going to use the link tag again. And so here we declare, I don't want to type everything, so I'll just quickly paste that in. So we have link, relationship icon, type, image, X icon, href, linking to our favicon here. So this is our favicon, and we have linked it. We have linked our HTML page to this external resource called fav.png. And so once we save and we come here, we will see our favicon being displayed next to the title of our page. So you see that our favicon is displayed here. So we'll link our HTML document with an external file.js file. So to do that, we will use a script tag here in our head tag, and then we specify an src for the script tag, and here we call it file.js. So that links to this particular external resource file.js. Now we have introduced some HTML here that would allow us to use this particular ID and transform it by introducing a function in JavaScript that would allow us to carry out a multiplication and output a result. So we go to our file.js, and in order not to type all the function, I just put it here quickly. And here our function is created. So it means that 4 multiplied by 3 would output a certain result in our page index.html, or even let's even make it 40 multiplied by 50, for example. So basically the function is saying that we've created a function called my function with 2 variables, p1 and p2, and it's supposed to return a multiplication of p1 and p2. And then we are targeting the ID of this of a particular HTML element, which is called demo, and then the result will be outputted there. So once we click save and we go back to our HTML document, we can see that the result of 40 multiplied by 100 would show. I am experiencing a problem. Let me try to figure it out. Sometimes putting JavaScript in the head tags does not work well. So for JavaScript, actually, you can put it in the head tag or the body tag. So let us change it and put it in the body tag. And most times it works better in the body tag. So once we put it in our body tag, linking to the external resource called file.js, and we save, and we go back to our document, most likely, yes. So you see that it has outputted 2000 as the result. So this is how we can link to JavaScript files. Okay, so let's look at the last head tag element, and that is the base tags. So the base tags, basically we have it here, base, and given an href, which is nmgcourses.com, and then target blank. That means you should open in a new page. So now, what it basically means is that this is the base URL of this web page. Every other relative file would actually be prefixed by this particular URL. So if you have contact.html, it would be nmgcourses.com/contacts.html and so on and so forth. So that is just the use of the base tag. And now to the tips that I talked about in terms of optimizing your HTML page and your web page. Let us briefly look at that. For the optimization tips, we have actually looked at a lot of them, but I'll just run over a few of them again. So we've already looked at our title tag, which is important for search engine results page. So we have already looked at it, where we looked at NMG Academy tutorials. And we also looked at the description meta. And so mainly we talked about, here should rather be meta description, and then the content of the description would come in here. So this is very important in terms of displaying meta information about your web page in search engine results page. So it is important to have your title tag right and your description tag matching your keywords. And we also talked about a keyword tag, which is also an important element in terms of optimizing for SEO, search engine optimization, for organic traffic. Also, you can use the meta name robots, content no index. So basically telling crawlers not to crawl a particular page. So this one goes specific, looking at the Google crawler and tells the Google crawler not to index this particular page. So this restricts the crawler from indexing a particular page, and it's important for SEO. And most SEO professionals use this. We could also make a particular URL no follow, so meaning that bots should not index this particular page, which is also good for SEO. Now for the hreflang here, so mainly we have the link and the link relationship being alternate, meaning that there are several versions of that page, but we are saying that for this particular page, it should be displayed in this particular language. So it is important for geographic targeting in your website. And also we can look at the link relationship canonical. And so this is mainly making a particular page to be the main page. But this particularly is important when you have several pages that are very identical, but you would want one particular page to be the main page for every other page to relate to that, and you state it as being canonical and important for your SEO. So you look for your most important pages and you make them canonical. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you have learned something. If you have found this course useful, give it a like and share. Consider subscribing. Leave a comment below with your questions, observations, and clarifications. Thank you very much for listening.